Bronco. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. It's me, Loveland Isle Alyssa, with my good friend Hazel from anime.
It's me. I came all the way down from anime to be here today.
And your arms must be tired.
Boy, howdy.
How have you been, Hazel? We haven't co-streamed like proper in a long time.
I know, that's true. I'm thrilled that we managed to make this happen. It almost seemed like the schedule would not allow. See also the horrible food poisoning I got yesterday. I feel fine now. Your kanji completely fixed me.
You poor thing. Yeah, Hazel was like sick as a dog yesterday, and I was just like, please, can I make you like food or tea or something?
Yeah, and then we had to have Linus go to the store and buy chicken thighs so that Alyssa could make kanji.
Yeah, because I was working, and also we had just gone
grocery
that morning,
shopping.
but I did not have the foresight to buy chicken.
It took a village to raise this child, and now this child feels perfectly normal.
That's wonderful.
I'm regular now.
You're normal now?
I'm normal now.
That's wonderful.
I know. Can you believe it?
She got the McDonald's E. coli from the Trump contamination.
Did that actually happen?
Oh, did you not hear about Trump working for a day at a McDonald's?
No, I heard that he did. I just didn't know that there was any like major repercussions.
Oh, I mean, I doubt it, or maybe like there was some kind of McDonald's E. coli thing, and
right? That just happened to
correlated them.
Right.
Yeah. Also, how is audio chat? Are we still crackly?
Oh, crackly.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
In the pre-stream, it was saying people were saying audio crackly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's a software thing.
YouTube.
I thought it might have been the
No more crackling.
No more crackling. Chat, do you hear a very low hum?
Oh yes. I don't hear it on my audio monitoring. Just kind of my typical.
Not anymore.
Background noise.
Great. What's good, internet?
What's good, internet? Let's see.
Seeing some names that were in Tim's stream yesterday.
Oh, wonderful.
I've just been I've been on a stream world tour.
Yeah,
lately.
You've been busy. You're streaming with everyone.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out something with coffee soon.
I hear two gays lol.
Yeah, I guess I'll debut this here.
Yeah.
I've come to the realization that because I've struggled with saying gay and having it be clear that I mean it in a homophobic way. Because, like, you know, the gays have sort of reclaimed gay in sort of like a tender kind of a way that's, you know, good for them. I don't know why I'm excluding myself from that category.
You're a different kind of gay.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the bad kind.
It's true. And I realized that the way to get the correct nuance is just to add lol at the end of gay.
You're gay lol.
Your mom's gay lol. Lol.
Lol. Yeah, you usually say it that way when you are jokingly making fun of me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, so this is called 3D Workers Island. This is by Tony, also known as pressedyes, also known as the Petscop guy. It's not technically a game, but he put it on itch.io, so I'm considering it a game. But I opened it on...
It's interactive. Therefore, it's a video game.
I opened it on his website because he did say, like, oh, you can actually, like, save your place here. So I decided to do that just in case I, like, accidentally closed it.
I love already seeing recurring names.
Yeah.
There's nothing more satisfying than seeing that in a creator's work.
I think Amber is actually
Holland is,
Is it?
Holland is a name somewhere in one of Tony's games,
oh,
right?
Okay, maybe. Or maybe one of his past writings.
Or yeah.
I've read, I forgot what the, like, little novel he sort of wrote pre-Petscop that, like, reused a lot of the same characters.
I need to read that. I had it open on my phone, and then I got a new phone.
Yeah, I read it ages ago, and I really liked it. Tapers, thank you.
Tapers, yeah.
And I'm a big fan of just Tony's writing style, so I'm really, really happy he's put something new out, and I don't know anything about this. All I know is that my sister Laren, who I watched all of Petscop with, we're both constantly very excited about it. said that she couldn't stop thinking about it, this new one, and that it was really good, and she wanted me to play it so that I could discuss it with her. So I figured it would be fun to make a little stream of it. Oh, thank you.
Sorry, chat. I'm sort of
Oh no.
There we go. Yeah, awesome. I'm extremely excited.
Oh, as far as I know, there is no desktop audio, but just in case there is, I'll unmute my desktop audio. Do we want background music while we read this, or should we just read it?
I was trying to think about that. I don't really know what kind of background music would be fitting. Yeah. Has anybody in chat already read this?
I don't want any spoilers on the tone.
Right, yeah, I guess that is true.
I'm put on your own background music, okay? You're your own DJ.
Genius. Yeah. It's like how Lilia hard pans all of his videos left and right, so you can condense it to mono and then decide how loud you want it.
Oh my god, he's so smart.
I know. It's genius.
All right.
Yume Miki would probably be good, but I think we're good to rock without any.
Yeah. What is 3D Workers Island.scr discovery pages, Microsoft Internet Explorer? So just so you know, this is a flat image. I just, like, before I started streaming, I tried clicking around to see if I could interact with it as a web page, but it's just a screenshot of a web
3D
page.
3D Workers Island scr.com/what.html
3D Workers Island.scr is a freeware screensaver. The full title is 3D Workers Island, but most of it prefer to use its file name instead, pronounced 3D Whisker. That's
cute.
That's so cute.
That's very cute.
In 3D Workers Island, 6 characters interact on a tiny island.
Oh, this is based on a real screensaver.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I can't remember the name. But it's like a little guy on an island who will do different stuff every now and again.
With complex and unpredictable results. Every session tells a different story of the island. Many have found it to be compelling on levels both technical and emotional. T2's top software gave it a 10 out of 10 score and wrote about its characters. You will find yourself relating to them and understanding them. They may even confound you and anger you at times. The original source of the program is unknown. It was discovered at 3D Screensavers Palace, one of many aggregates of screensaver programs appropriated from sources, and then I need to click to, like, quote unquote scroll down, but I want to look at this. Overview, download, forum, gallery, contacts. So then, yeah, we've got Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, and Rebecca.
This is making me so nostalgic for making the Pokemon creepypasta images.
Oh, I had so much fun seeing you make those. I feel like Grace is also a name in Petscop lore, but
that sounds familiar.
I'm forgetting my
your Scop lore.
Okay. Let's see. The owner of that website, by his own admission, sourced it from a similar screensaver aggregate and could not recall which one. It has not been found. See the history page for a history of 3D Whisker's discovery and spread, as well as the development of this website. We recommend trying 3D Whisker yourself by downloading it from the download page. The events that occur in 3D Whisker are not scripted. They unfold dynamically and every session is different, which means you are guaranteed to see things that none of us have seen before. If you discover anything interesting or important that has not been recorded here or discussed on the forum, please feel free to send us an email or create a thread on the forum asking about it, but please do not treat this as a place for tall tales. Check out the overview page for a more detailed introduction. 3D Whisker Discovery Pages was created by me, Pat Lawler, or P. Lawler, and the technical side is largely run by Singer. See further info on the contact page. And then we have objects, intermissions, history, worker AI, mysteries. I love this. Can you DM me photos of 90s Sonic claw machines? Absolutely.
I love that Nate felt the need to ask.
Yeah, hit me up any old time, Nate.
Hello, friend of mine. May I have permission to
send you
interact
awesome
with you?
Images
to show you things you like?
Oh, I hate it when my friends show me things I like. Did anyone ever play Pocket God? I'm
That's
not
a Flash
familiar with
game,
it.
right? I recognize the name. I think I was more of an interactive buddy guy. You better believe I'd select fucking 8-year-old me or whatever would select the George Bush face and then beat the shit out of him.
The 3D Whisker installer can be downloaded using any of the links below. It is a 4.22 megabyte download.
It's a mobile game.
This is a Windows executable file and is only compatible with Windows operating systems. Download alternate T2, alternate to 3D Screensavers Palace. Run the installer and follow the steps of the installation wizard. Afterwards, if you are running Windows 98.5 or later, you can configure the screensaver by right-clicking on your desktop, choosing Properties, Screensaver tab, selecting 3D Workers Island from the drop-down menu. From here, you can start the program manually by clicking Preview. If you run into any trouble, create a thread on our forum. Someone is sure to help you out. You've chosen to download a file from this location. What would you like to do with this file? Save this file to disk. Okay.
I know you never had a Windows computer growing up, but this is extremely deeply nostalgic to me.
I mean, I had friends who had Windows, so I would go to their house and watch them use the Windows computer, so it's still a little bit nostalgic for me. 60 minutes. I feel like back in the day, 4 megabytes was kind of a lot.
Oh, totally.
Like,
yeah.
That's a lot of space.
Yeah. Well, I think that for immersion's sake, we should wait the whole 16 minutes.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
20 minutes. Wow, it took 20 minutes total. Okay. Welcome. This installation program will install 3D Workers Island. Thank you for installing my program. Press the next button to start the installation. You can press the cancel button now if you do not want to install 3D Workers Island at this time. I'm going to pretend I'm clicking next. It's copying files. Installation completed. The installation of 3D Workers Island has been successfully completed. If you enjoy 3D Workers Island, please spread the word online. It would be much appreciated. Also consider reading the README text file because it includes a lot of interesting and useful information about the screensaver. Press the finish button to exit this installation.
Tony's a pretty singular guy, and sort of has developed sort of a pocket universe in which all of his works lie. And if I didn't know that, I would see spread the word and immediately go, Smile Dog reference. Where are we going with this?
3D Workers Island is an experimental...
Oh god, I love this.
Yeah, 3D simulation screensaver for PCs with advanced worker simulation. To start after installation, right-click Desktop, choose Properties, Screensaver, 3D Workers Island, click Preview. Alternative steps. Start Programs 3D Workers Island, start 3D Workers Island. To change settings, Properties, Screensaver, 3D Workers Island, click Settings. Available settings. Escape to quit. If enabled, only the escape key will quit the program. Geometry quality slider. Adjust the detail level of 3D models. That seems pretty advanced for Windows 95.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not that I'm gonna fact check the accuracy of this fictional work, but
stuff like Lego Island might have had like shader settings.
Simulation quality. Adjust the worker simulation rate. That's interesting. Get to know the characters. There are 6 characters on the island. Their names are Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, Rebecca. To find out who's who, reference the character card that appears on startup. Worker simulation. Workers are an approach to computation. 3D Workers Island takes advantage of resources in the world. Welcome to the worlds in the computer. This technology... Well, that's it.
I feel like embedding a wine instance to do all the retro UIs instead of screenshots wouldn't have been that hard. Why don't you do it, Smart Alec? All right, Smart Alec, why don't you give it a try?
I kind of like this format. I don't know.
I feel like I would feel sort of overwhelmed.
Because this feels like a documentation of something.
Yeah, right.
Rather than it being something you artificially run.
Yeah.
Screensaver. Password protect. Wait 20 minutes. Energy saving features of monitor. Okay.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. Nothing? Nothing, fa-la-la?
Click again. There we go.
I was just waiting patiently. Homestuck has conditioned me to wait for like gifts to finish.
Right. Yeah. Fucking Museum of Anything Goes type beat. This is all my favorite shit in one place.
All right, we got Pat.
I wish I had what it took to recall the 3D modeling I learned in high school.
I really need to get back to learning Blender. Joe, Amber, Holland, Grace.
Yeah, I don't know why the name Holland is sticking out as being Petscop adjacent.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all, so I don't know.
Cute.
Very cute. I like how Tony makes so many things surrounding games, but he still hasn't actually technically made a game.
I love it. I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It kind of reminds me of being a kid, and like I sort of knew the basics of making a website in Adobe Go Live.
Right.
And I had dreams of making like an interactive, like basically a visual novel before I knew what visual novels were, by having a website with like a ton of different pages with like options you could click around through. But I kind of had trouble working out the logistics in my tiny child brain. This kind of scratches that itch for me. Who the fuck is that? I already forgot all their names.
Joe? Is that Joe?
Goofy ass is watering the ocean. Stupid Joe. Okay, no, he's watering flowers now.
The flowers are the same color as his watering can. I almost said pale.
Is this Amber?
I believe so.
I have forgotten names.
World.
Discovery boards.
Oh, fuck
discussion.
Yes.
Hey,
do you want me to take this?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say that this thing is so cool. My eyes are glued to it. I'm mesmerized. I just want to keep it on all day and see what's the people are up to. But my brother needs the computer for his work. What do you all think? And what's happening on your island today?
Yeah, it's a hidden gem of the internet. It kills that Johnny Castaway thing my uncle thinks.
Yeah, I think Johnny
so
Castaway is the thing that I was remembering.
This is better because the people are like real people you're watching, and you never know what's going to happen next. I've seen dancing and squirming, the baffling games they play with objects, the awkward intimacy that looks like hugging sometimes, and other times looks pornographic, frankly. You read this?
Agreed. Holland just put her face inside a tree. Yes, my avatar is trash cans. What of it? I love Bustard.
Bustard. I also like Mr. Crook.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did we skip one of those, or did you go back?
No, I was going back.
Gotcha.
What is that little thing? This.
Oh, yeah, that's a little friend.
Who is that?
Is it a doll?
I don't know. They got woohoo in 3D Worker Island. Oh, they grilling.
Grilling and chilling.
Yeah, what is that thing? It's like...
It's a doll,
Oh, yeah,
right?
okay, she's holding it. Me drowning my stupid infant son.
I feel like Tony's got a good grasp on the on the kind of like the tactile experience of being a child.
Mm-hmm. I'm going
Sometimes
to
you
grill
just
your son.
feel compelled to drop your toy in the water.
If she just dropped a burger on her face. Oh wait.
Whoa.
Look at this. Okay. You read this one.
I think it's great, but it's buggy and just weird. My roommate keeps talking about how he could do it better. You hear that, chat? I'd like to see him try. He couldn't even program the turret on our tank game last semester. What an idiot.
My ma hates TV, but she tells me to put on the virtual people. I put on 3D Workers Island on the projector, and she squints quietly in her recliner for hours. Peace for me. This is Singer. They're one of the admins. You read this.
I like to keep it running in an alcove of my house and check up on it as I'm passing through. It's good for that. It can surprise you sometimes. The other day, I saw Joe take a remote-controlled helicopter out of the house and fly it around. I'd never seen that before.
Her signature. can't actually sing. Designer and webmaster for the discovery pages. I keep hearing the stories about this thing, but so far it's boring. I don't get it. I want to know what you guys are doing because I'm just starting up the program and watching it and nothing is happening. The people are standing around, sitting around, looking around, walking around. They don't have faces, so I don't know what they're feeling or thinking. I don't know. What's going on here, guys?
Which characters are you talking about? You know, some people have worked hard enough in their lives and deserve a rest already. No, but seriously, what do you mean? I see plenty of activity on the island. I do feel a twinge of annoyance when I see a character like Amber sitting around. I want to tell her, hey, you're young, do something. So this is a direct screenshot from what we just saw, right?
Right, yeah, that's her lying on the ground with her toy. Form taker. That's a scary username. Actually, it does become entertaining over time. You just have to keep watching. I think you'll be surprised by what you see, but you do have to be kind of open to it. You have to be cool. Be cool and things will be shown to you. Personally, I love the screensaver. It's so fucked up. What is this? This looks like
Is it a coffee pot?
It looks like a standing mixer.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of like looks like an old laptop or something.
You just got to do a little twirl.
Sometimes you gotta twirl.
Yeah.
Winner, click here. Congratulations, you won. Shapes, many different kinds of colorful 3D shapes appear one after the other, such as cubes, spheres, cylinders, cones, and rings. The shapes rotate and trace paths around the screen. Requires DirectX 5 or greater. 3D Cave 2. Description. This program goes above and beyond its predecessor by generating its mysterious caves on the fly. 3D Cave 2 has you exploring an infinite realistic cave world and occasionally discovering surprising secrets and treasures. Real and spooky sound effects will make you wonder what is around the next corner. Keep watching for long enough and discover every treasure. What will you find? Is this one of the screensaver aggregate websites?
Yeah.
Screensaver's Palace. I wonder if these are real or if these are made up too.
I bet they're based on real stuff.
What will happen in this place? Requires a graphics accelerator with OpenGL support. 3D Workers Island. An island of people walking around on it.
No image available. So this was uploaded 2 years before most of the forum posts.
Same size.
It has way more downloads than the others.
Yeah, way more downloads.
Yeah.
Lawnmower. Oh, she mowing. She's gonna mow all the flowers down.
Oh no, it's okay. She maneuvered around them.
What is this strange screensaver you've stumbled upon? The only way to really understand 3D Whiskers is to try it. It works best without words, but I'll give you my best overview. When you start 3D Workers Island, it will display its 6 characters and a helpful character card that gives you a name for each one. Afterwards, you will be placed in front of an island, and you will mostly remain on that island until you decide to stop the program. The characters are powered by a kind of AI technology that the authors refer to as worker simulation. It is clear from simple observation that this tech should not be taken lightly, but just how advanced this AI seems to be is an ambiguous and controversial question in the community. It is very much a matter of intuition at this point. At the very least, it is good enough to capture the imaginations of many. Whatever is happening under the hood, it is taxing to workers interact in complex ways.
The PlayStation can display mind-boggling graphics.
Yeah, it has that exact vibe.
Whatever is happening under the hood, it is taxing to any PC. The program seems to be fluid in this way. It will use whatever resources are provided to it, but can make do with just about any system that is capable of displaying the 3D graphics. Impressive or not as technology, you will find that this is a program of broad and infinite possibilities. Since retiring last November, I've been keeping 3D Whisker running on the desk in my study, in my bedroom, my living room, my kitchen, and my basement, all running around the clock as I do my household tasks and live my life. What I see on each of these PCs throughout the day is still continuously fresh and novel to me. It makes my home into a very pleasant little world.
Damn, this dude has hella computers.
You'll notice that the island is quiet. 3D Whisker does not play audio, unlike what you may find in the After Dark products and similar entertainment-based programs, but very much in line with the default package of screensavers in the Windows operating system, such as 3D Maze and Mystify Your Mind. The significance of the silence is considerable. It allows the island to disappear. Despite its heft, it's also light. There's a sense of ghostly transience that none of it is really happening, and it can all vanish with the flick of a mouse.
My god. The girls are communicating. Damn. Model of the island. This is for my son's island project for first grade, which took second place in the contest. I'm proud of him. Okay, I will admit, he mostly played Pajama Sam while Mom and I built the island. But he did the written part of the assignment himself. Anyway, here are the photos.
That's adorable.
Is this a frog from Chrono Trigger?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Glad your son's school's teaching him about islands.
Your living room is disgusting.
Lol.
Lol. You did a good job with the island. I have some advice. You should not do your son's work for him. Do not let him get used to the idea that you will do his assignments. Take it from a fellow parent.
Thanks, appreciated, but they were expecting parents to help with this one. You should see what the other kids brought in. Anyway, he did the written part, as I said.
My son doesn't like 3D Workers Island one bit. It scares him, and he makes me turn it off.
Kids are afraid of everything. My wife and I rented a tape of The Page Master to watch with her niece, and unfortunately we got to the moment where Macaulay Culkin's in the library and gets overtaken and drowned in rivers of paint. Suddenly the tape went nuts and became unreadable. Her niece started screaming. Now she's afraid of getting drowned in paint and turning into a cartoon. I don't blame the people who made that movie for making a terrified Macaulay Culkin character get drowned in paint, but some kids really do think it's possible to get swallowed up into a cartoon prison where they can't escape. And hell, if I believe that, I'd be afraid too.
Carton of eggs.
Carton of eggs. Peek. Can I get Wonder Peeks in chat? Oh, okay, she's not peeking. She's facing backwards. What's going on here?
This happened back in October. In detention, they had me sit in the computer lab where I ostensibly wasn't allowed to play on the computers. Lol. But my computer lab teacher was in there upgrading Office, and I showed him 3D Workers Island and explained it to him. I swear, he was like enchanted by it. He wanted to install it on all the computers, so we installed it on all the computers together while eating donut holes. We had some problems, and I had to call my sweet and angelic mommy to tell her why I was still at school, but we eventually got it working after 7 p.m. We turned off the lights and started it going on every computer in the room. It was a powerful experience, just all these different things happening on the islands are all around us, on glowing screens in the dark and silent computer lab at night. Way better than 3D pipes. It felt like this was the way 3D Workers Island was meant to be experienced. I recommend putting this thing on as many screens as you possibly can. Forgive me if I don't know anything. I'm just a 14-year-old teenage kid. Good kid is that's
Banned
a Petscop
user.
reference, right? Banned user.
What were you in detention for? Oh, I like the elephants.
The elephants. Lol. Dress code violations mainly. I also invented a fake skin disease called Cutilacunae. Cutilacunae. And I started incorporating it into some of my written assignments in English and history, even when it had nothing to do with anything.
Okay, I'll bite. Tell me about Cutilacunae.
I'm glad you asked. Cutilacunae, skin disease with 4 stages. Stage 0, redness and sensitivity. Stage 1, skin gaps, holes or gaps of various sizes, exposing dermis. Stage 2, skin islands, widespread loss of epidermis, leaving only a number of skin islands of various sizes. Stage 3, recession of the islands, leading to complete loss of epidermis. Early stages can be treated and reversed, but stage 3 is irreversible. Stages 1, 2, and 3 are constantly rated 10 on the 1 to 10 pain scale, screaming and hair pulling and despair.
Oh, thank you. I will drink water.
Oh, dude, so true.
This kid is gonna become a school shooter. Oh, the doll is out again. Oh, there's also a wheelbarrow behind the
Oh, yeah, you're right.
house.
Good eye.
Oh, here she comes.
I'm gonna put the doll in the...
What's that?
She was about to crush her doll with a
Oh
rock.
my god! You sick and twisted freak. She dropped it. Huh. Who's your favorite character?
Weird doll guy. Amber.
No question, Amber.
Amber's the answer.
Reality priest.
Rants, secrets, and movie reviews.
If I had to choose a favorite, tough one. JK, it's Amber. Fuck everyone else.
I'm offended that the question is even being posed, but I understand. You don't know any better. You're better off this way.
Oh my god, where'd all these first time chats come from? Hello, everyone. I know we're not supposed to talk about those topics here, but we can at least be honest when it comes to questions like this. I'm not going to pretend my favorite character is Holland or Grace or somebody else just so things can stay clean on this forum.
Can somebody fill me in on the joke here? What's wrong with the other characters?
Amber would be a good choice and may have been mine, but I'm sometimes put off by her lazy tendencies. Naturally, I would choose Pat since by coincidence we share a name, and I believe the 2 children are hers. Another coincidence is I also have 2 daughters. However, I cannot help but feel attracted to Rebecca with her eye-catching red hair and shoes. It's a difficult question.
Amber, motherfucker. Dude, this rocks. This is so great.
I love the pacing of
I know, this is awesome. Ugh. This is like I feel like I just need to exclusively write in this format. It's so fun.
Computer philosophy. Huh. There are of windows everywhere we see them, and anyone could be looking in at you. That's a part of what makes them scary. But windows are even scarier when you're... when you're the one who looks in at them. Why did I call it windows if you oven the hot food? Because of when you never know what you'll see in them. Remember the enthusiasm in a market... Oh, Christ, this page is killing me. Remember the enthusiasm in a market for Window into Reality in 1996 as the Nintendo 64 broke. Once lore, Project Reality. I don't know what that means. Of course, the TV screen is really a window into fiction and not reality. The only real window of reality is the one we looked into as a baby and still cannot turn from. What called the common story theme of falling into asphalt imagery? We bring the inside into the outside, and the outside is the place we are stuck looking. This is the only meaning of I'm trapped in the TV when we find out that reality is the thing we look into. But what does that mean? Where are we? What happens when something bad you find responsible for is there, and you do nothing to stop it because it looks through a window and is not real? I'm trapped in here and I may never return home. What do we mean? Where did that leave off?
That's all
okay,
of the text,
that's it.
yeah.
We got some shapes coming out of the screen.
Oh, I like that. You can tell that it's flattened to 2D in the first
Yeah,
image, and
then
then
it
it's the
becomes
normal
3D. That's
render.
fun.
Yeah. Island.
Island! That's me. I'm gonna be Edward Sucks.
Sure.
Wow, tell me more about that.
So, I was with my cousin last week for Thanksgiving. Since last year, they live a 3-hour drive away. It got late, and he took me down a dark trail, and it scared the piss out of me, talking about ghosts and murderers. In a quiet moment, I thought I might change the subject, so I started talking about 3D Workers Island apropos of nothing. Turns out he knew about it, which caught me off guard.
Ooh!
And he carried on with the exact same tone as when he was talking about torture killers a moment earlier, but now talking about 3D Workers Island. As if telling me about a conspiracy or something, he went on about the girl in the pink shirt and gave me this long list of ominous things to pay attention to in the screensaver.
Oh, he's one of the Amber shitheads. Those people basically took down that old Discovery Pages website a couple years ago. Ruined a good thing.
Yeah? Anyway, when we got back, we watched 3D Workers Island together until 2 a.m. on the slowest, crappiest computer in the world. We watched until suddenly the computer froze completely. But he told me it wasn't really frozen, that actually 3D Workers Island does that on purpose in order to hide things that are happening. I don't know. He was making things up on the spot. But I think they still meant something to him.
Okay, so hold on. Miss Toothpaste and Edward sucks. Warning level 0. I don't think these are forum members that we've seen yet.
No, this is definitely just a separate, like, IM.
Yeah. Okay, so I almost didn't want to ask this at all, but I keep hearing certain implications about the screensaver that I don't want to repeat here, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I think maybe it's supposed to be a joke, but if so, I don't find it funny at all. Can somebody please give me some more information about this?
Turn back now. Don't go any further.
Stop.
For your own peace of mind, stop this line of inquiry now and do something else. Don't become another one of us freaks.
Seriously, I wish I could go back to enjoying the screensaver normally. I want to be a normal person again. Please, God, let me forget.
There are links that can be provided. If you really want them, I can send them to your email. Just let me know.
I'm no coward. Here's the link. P. Lawler note. Link removed. Go ahead. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's not gonna last very long.
We sitting on a chair hanging off the cliff?
Tall lamb. I really like the way she's holding it. Oh yeah, The Sluts. I love that book.
Yeah, Hazel's read that.
Yeah. If you liked that, you should check out Amygdalatropolis by B.R. Yeager is I think the author's name.
This URL's blacked out. The windows of my living room, covering the walls with wide views of my front backyards, fill the room with light during the day and an air of vulnerability during the night. My brother crashes here. He sleeps on the couch against the back windows. Sometimes we sit together, looking out those windows, and tell stories about the house beyond my backyard.
The completely censored link is crazy.
Yeah.
I read The Sluts in preparation for writing Divine Hammer, but it actually wound up being more of an influence on the Wishmaker creepypasta.
A man lives in that house with his 2 sons. The curtains are closed, and we imagine our own childhood replaying itself behind them. It's just a stupid game, really, making up stories about the neighbor. I think of it as a way to bond over past experiences. Somehow we get emotional about it anyway. Not emotional enough to do anything, because of course it's a stupid game. There's no point in worrying about those children based on feelings and intuition alone. Still, we both find that our dreams become more vivid with time. Lately we've grown exhausted of that game, but recently I downloaded 3D Workers Island. It plays on a PC in the corner of my living room. You should check out this program. It's a screensaver, which means it only starts when you aren't using your computer. But when it starts, you're on an island. There are people around, but they don't do much. Not when they're outside anyway. Naturally, you wonder what they might be doing inside the windowless red house in the background. That's when things start to go wrong, when you start wondering that. And now we begin another game. As in life, concern begets more concern. The reality is always worse than you think it is. No matter how much you learn, it's always worse. The only escape is to stop asking, to stop digging, to stop learning. This is your chance to stop.
The preferred resources for all things 3D Workers Island is called 3D Whiskered Discovery Pages. Created and maintained by Pat Lawler, it covers everything a reasonable person would want to know. You should browse her website first, if you haven't already, because it's quite good. But Pat Lawler doesn't see what we see, or chooses not to. I've created a different kind of resource. Here, I take your sightings and display them for the benefit of others. Together, we can play the game the way it was meant to be played. Welcome to my website, Inside 3D Whisker. Beyond here are themes of violence, abuse, and torture. Continue only if you can handle that.
All right.
All right, you hear that, chat?
Continue only if you can handle that. Got a water bottle and a mug.
Water break.
Oh yes, water break. Me when I rotate. I removed your link because it breaks the following rule. Rule number 5, do not post links to the website. You know the one. It is nothing more than a collection of perverted creative writing prompts. I would not usually be so strict about something like this, but clearly there are too many here who cannot stay reasonable and sane while discussing the content of this particular website, so I must make the hard decision of banning it. You can guess what I think about this topic, but let me try to explain the phenomenon.
Quick aside, can I grab one of your pillows to sit on?
Yeah.
Great.
Here, just lay out the blanket so the pillow is not touching my bare floor.
Yeah. That was kind of my thought process. I was gonna try to wrap it in the pillow so that I don't have to sit directly on your pillow.
Genius. Also. Let me try to explain the phenomenon occurring here. The fact is, many internet users are children and young adults, and children like to play games. What this means is you will occasionally find yourself unknowingly pulled into the games played by children. On the website, you will primarily find stories told by kids to scare other kids. You will also find so-called analysis of these stories that treats them as true fact to give them legitimacy, but there is no evidence to be found there. I hope I've cleared things up for you, buddy.
I love this so fucking much.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Shut up, Pat. Anyway, more links.
Good info about
John Sorroway. Stories of reality.
Thank you, P. Lawler.
We haven't seen Welcome to My World yet, or John Sorroway.
Also, the genius of making these hosted on old websites that don't exist anymore, so there's no point even trying to load them. Thank you, P. Lawler. Well said. Those violent stories are cheesy and over the top. Blood and guts. Believe me, I've been watching this program for so long. I would have seen such things by now.
If the screensaver won't open up to you, maybe you need to look within yourself to find the problem.
You'd love to think it's all just bloody, screaming children. Long before I began seeing the violent shit, I saw the way Amber was treated by the other islanders. I saw her tiredness. I saw her subtle messages. But you just point at the bleeding children and laugh. All right, then.
Why is it always Amber who gets abused and killed in these made-up scenarios? Don't get why this community has an obsession with torturing her specifically. You're all freaks and sociopaths is my guess. HTML maniac. Tutorials for idiots.
Maybe I should create my own section for dealing with 3D whisker hoaxes. Snopes.com has a good system for these.
This is amazing!
I would give every one of these stories the red sphere of falseness. False, false, false. Good question. People have a strange amount of concern for Amber. It is a mystery to me.
Jesus fucking Christ, that website. Ugh. The screenshots and pictures on there are insane. Some of them are obviously straight out of Photoshop. Others, I don't know. They're all low-quality JPEGs for what it's worth. Makes it easy to hide flaws.
I can't remember which one is Amber.
Amber's the one with the ponytail and the kind of like pinkish reddish shirt.
Gotcha. Yeah, can we get red orbs in chat for falsities?
Welcome to Inside 3D Whisker. Here you'll find the content missing from P. Lawler's 3D Whisker discovery page. Her website should be your source of general information about the screensaver, but come back here when you're done. Pick a category on the left and browse our collection of user-submitted sightings. Download 3D Whisker and let us know what you find by submitting a sighting. Thanks for visiting, and tell us your stories. Recent updates. I'm receiving so many emails about this Sam Ferrero business, though there's not much contention in whether the screenshot of Amber's rare black shirt is real. There's a lot of disagreement about whether the picture on her shirt is really of Sam Ferrero. since it doesn't exactly match any of the known publicly released photos of him, I've expanded the section to include some of your comments. On the subject of photos, I've removed a user-submitted photo from PJR Pin at the request of its original owner.
Is Sam Ferraro a real person?
There's no way. It's got to be like a killer, some kind of a killer.
I love the relationship between the two websites here. It's very similar to a forum I was on back in the day. Yeah, like
the tension between those different websites.
Sexual tension. Categories: hidden messages, photographs, screams, whispers, glitches, oddities, real life, just for fun. Yeah, they have a very similar layout.
Yeah.
He's a member of Maroon 5. Are you what? What are you talking about?
Added a link to Grace's guilt. Oh, this is the day beforehand.
Yeah.
Interesting. Added a link to Grace's guilt. Great quote. Lucky for that girl, her story became an urban legend. Most people don't believe it really happened, even if they are fascinated in a way. A perfect disappearing act. The real transforming into fiction. Now she lives her disgraceful retirement in the remote world of a cartoon, but reality will haunt her conscience forever. Added some more user submissions to work degeneration. I bet that page about Windows was written poorly so that we would be able to tell if that person is writing on any of the forum posts or anything.
Give them a very distinct writing tone.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Added an avalanche of screenshots to strange faces. I can't believe people are walking to the bathroom at night and seeing these things. Making this website has convinced me never to run 3D Whisker after bedtime. Thank you, P. Lawler. No sounds? No faces? Wrong on both counts. Falling behind on emails. Sorry, everybody, but pray for my brother, because he's been having a hard time lately. He's in the hospital now. Sometimes you've been broken in ways that don't hit you until decades later. I expect my turn to come soon. When that day comes, my brother will be alive to support me. But for now, let's go. This is the same person that wrote the story about them and their brother initially, right?
I don't... I think so.
I think so, because that was also a blurred out username or URL.
Yeah. Hospital.
I didn't even catch that. No, it says hospital.
Well, Valen said hospital.
Hospital.
Yuri? Yuri. Oh, totally Yuri. Girls are always doing this.
It's true. Yeah, the one sitting is Amber.
Oh, yes.
Wait, was her shirt always striped? I thought it was blank initially. I'll trust that it's striped.
PJR Pin. The PJR Pin is one of 3D Whisker's first popular sightings. The letters PJR stand for Pat, Joe, and Rebecca, 3 of the characters on the island. When these 3 adults approach Amber in the following formation facing her is called a PJR Pin. Credit to P. Lawler for the icons. Amber is in the center of the formation. The PJR Pin isn't complete unless all 3 adults are close enough to prevent Amber from moving, or in other words, pin her in place. This is a very strict and specific requirement that is not often met. Formations in this particular shape are uncommon between any 4 characters. When they do form, they're spontaneous and brief. They'll usually reorganize themselves into more stable circles, or rather diamonds, like
Could we go back to the updates page so that I can see what PJR Pin came up in those?
Yes. A user submitted photo.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Why is the PJR significant? According to the stories, it triggers the following sequence of events. All 4 characters disappear instantaneously. The world is replaced with darkness. In that darkness appears a photograph of a child in clothes that resemble Amber's pink stripes. She is sometimes injured, sometimes not. An audio clip of a young woman's scream or multiple screams play from the speakers. It is usually interpreted as Amber's voice, but sometimes as the voice of an off-camera witness. The world reappears. Pat, Joe, Rebecca, and Amber reappear at the front door of the house one by one. Amber is the last to appear. No evidence of the event remains. I'm scared.
I know. I love that the nature of the way this is formatted, like we don't know if we're even going to see any photos of any of this.
I hope not.
I've been wondering because it's a screensaver, you wouldn't be able to hit print screen and get a screen grab of it. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see photos of like monitors.
I don't think there will be sudden audio on this website, but who knows? I have an earbud in just in case. Most accounts miss the first 3 steps in the sequence. It's only when they hear the screams that they start paying attention to what's happening on the screen. 3D Whisker doesn't officially play audio, but many stories report sounds. They usually describe very loud or very quiet sounds, like screams or whispers, with little in between. We have a page just for whisper-related sightings, most involving Amber's pleas for help. Much pride is taken in the skill of recognizing these whispers as quickly as possible, since they often precede other events for which screenshots are desirable. No whispers precede the PJR Pin, unfortunately. Photographs are also a common theme in these sightings. 3D Whisker appears to have a heavy preoccupation with a real world, and in particular with real human bodies, from living and healthy to mangled or emaciated or dead. In this case, even when Amber doesn't display any physical injuries, her transformation into a human body is often interpreted as an act of violence itself.
Amazing.
In general, any movement between fiction and reality in either direction is treated with an undertone of terror.
Amazing.
What in the hell?
Amazing.
Descriptions of the photo vary. It may be that people are seeing the same photo and remembering it differently. It's not hard to believe that a disturbing and sudden scream is shocking people into seeing or remembering injuries that aren't there. But it's also possible that 3D Whisker is displaying different photos of the same girl at varying levels of injury, perhaps dependent on the context of the simulation, as Amber's plight has been shown to progress in severity over time. Who is the girl in the picture? Until we have a legitimate screenshot, we have little to go on, and this one has proven challenging to capture.
I have to imagine that one of the images that was removed at the viewer's request, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would be one of the ones of her.
Yeah.
I'll get the quote in this next one.
Yeah. G-Key. Jake the Mad Cow had quite a fright. He writes,
I'm never running it overnight ever again. Holy shit. It woke me the fuck up. I've never been so scared my entire life. I was asleep and then an ear-splitting scream. What the fuck? P. Lawler lied to me. Her website says there's no sound in the screensaver. Well, guess what? There's sound, motherfucker.
Ashley B heard it too and caught a look at something interesting. Ashley writes,
because it was the last thing I'd ever expected to happen in 3D Workers Island, I have to admit I was jolted and shaking for a good hour afterwards. I knew the discovery pages were wrong about other things, but somehow this one thing I trusted. And, well, my volume was turned up quite high, so it was really something else. I only got the shortest glimpse at the screen before it reverted back to the status quo. It was dark, but I saw the dim shape of a human, realistically proportioned, dressed in pink and white, like Amber. A photograph. I think it wasn't moving.
Harold has an uglier description.
Ugh, it was bad. Oh my god, lol. I can only laugh now, but I'm done with this screensaver now, for real this time. I think it one scream repeated 3 or 4 times, or maybe it was more than one scream, and the image was a tasteless display of...
Oh! Oh! Oh, Christ! That made me scared! That made me scared! That made me scared!
Little laptop again. Oh wait, that's a PJR pin.
No, it's not.
Oh no, you're right.
It's a diamond.
Yeah, you're right. So that must have been just after one then.
Me when I fall over.
I love that that's Holland's whole thing.
Falling over. It's It's getting worse and worse. The more I watch, the more I notice, the more I understand, the more bold it becomes with the things it shows me. Every time I come to some new revelation, the screensaver shows me more. But most other people don't see these things. And if I have someone in the room with me, they don't happen.
Are you telling me P. Lawler, with the 10 billion hours she's been watching 3D Workers Island, hasn't seen any of these things?
Getting dangerous in here, lol.
Pat Lawler is a criminal. I have family who used to live down the street from her. Nobody in their right mind should trust Pat Lawler. Pat Lawler shouldn't be allowed to run a 3D Workers Island fan website. She should be in prison. Anyone who wants details is free to message me. I'm good kid 85 on AIM.
Oh my god.
This is the 14-year-old.
Oh man, I wonder if this is what got him banned.
Oh, totally.
Damn it, good kid.
And he's banned. That was fast.
P. Lawler's always online. She reads every post the second you submit it. You cannot evade her. Scary.
Is that
This one is this one Pat?
No. That's Holland, right? No, it's not. Yeah, I think you're right.
Shirt.
I'm a little confused about if that icon inside of the laptop is anything we've seen so far.
It kind of, yeah.
It's not the same, but it reminds me of the images that were on the website that was talking about mirrors. Yeah. Or windows, thank you.
Oh, is it this?
Ah.
Planet?
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's very Tony.
Yeah.
You read this one.
Worker degeneration. Update. April 24th, 99. I've decided to stop posting new submissions to this page. This is one of the most well-documented sightings, and at this point, I'm receiving mostly redundant info. Thanks for everything you've sent in. Worker degeneration is something akin to injury or damage. This damage is associated with an active entity, which 3D Whisker calls a worker, hence the name of this page. It's not clear to me how this term came about. It wasn't invented by 3D Whisker's authors, yet it implies a bit of knowledge about the screensaver's internals, that the injury is associated in some fundamental way with the underlying worker concept. This is especially strange since the only documented cases of worker degeneration are tied to one character, that being Amber. Therefore, it seems premature to generalize this term to such an extent, but I'll use the established name. If you've ever seen a red Amber, you've seen worker degeneration. I love how much that looks like it's just the saturation turned up.
Yeah.
This is an early stage. After this comes compression, and the result looks like this.
This has happened to me.
This red ball is seemingly inert.
The balls are inert.
It doesn't move or interact with anything. But yes, the red ball is Amber.
Oh,
everybody's got red balls in chat.
The red ball of falsehoods.
This state has been interpreted as representing dehydration, you hear that, chat? Drink up, malnutrition, and or mutilation, and the many photographic sightings seem to confirm all of these interpretations equally. But most of all, it's become associated with small, muffled screaming, and therefore with pain. It doesn't take long for this red ball to start shrinking and quieting down, until sooner or later it can't even be seen or heard anymore. Amber will usually respawn from the house at some time after compression, even while the red ball is still visible. The program will eventually continue as usual. G-key.
This happens to me.
I've seen it.
Falling into asphalt tells us a story. Should I read it?
Yeah.
Letting the screensaver go longer periods has unlocked something, and now I'm seeing all sorts of funny shit, like a red Amber. She goes in the house, comes out redder, goes behind the house, comes back redder again, comes back weird and slow, crawls around until pop, she's just a ball on the ground that everyone ignores, and that's that. Nathan Manfield kept the screensaver running all day and writes, I went away for 8 hours. When I got back, there's a bunch of red spheres scattered around making noise. Although it sounded like a chorus of dissonant humming. Now I'm wondering just how long my dog had to listen to that shit.
Wait, falling into asphalt is something that came up.
Yeah.
In the Windows page. I just caught that.
Yeah, yes. This one is from Thomas. How many of them are sitting at the bottom of the ocean? I just can't help but feel hopeless about everything. Nobody will ever help me, and I'll never help myself. I'm too afraid to even reach out. I'm not even writing this right now. This message exists only in my head. This whole website exists only in my head. 3D Workers Island? What is that? Would I really put this online? Would I really give anyone the slightest glimpse into my world? This is fake. This is all fake, and nobody will ever see it.
To Thomas, I hear you, and I understand. Suffering in silence is such hard work.
Jesus. Man.
I love that we haven't seen anything abnormal happening in our copy.
Yeah, the game is just normal.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the screenshots of Ball Amber.
Yeah, but nothing in our game.
I guess I hadn't considered if this was like.
Oh, right. I guess
our
there was
session.
the rotating. Well, because we downloaded it at the start of the game.
Okay. Recession of the Islands. Isn't that
That's one of the stages
skin
of
condition?
the skin condition. Yeah. There we go. Now it's weird.
Oh, yeah. Didn't someone?
Somebody had a weird
yeah,
wheelbarrow
she
full of
brought
those.
it out and dumped it into the ocean.
Right.
Me when I have to clean out my stupid bitch daughter's red balls. Goodbye. Oh my god. I like how the ocean isn't getting further away. It's just, sorry, I'm hitting back and forth.
Yeah.
The island's getting smaller.
You're right.
Oh god. This is giving, parallel universes a la Mario 64.
Yeah, we're everybody's problem is that none of them are QPU aligned.
3D Workers Island, a thing by Tony Domenico.
Oh yeah, dude, Petscop Tony's a classic Italian American.
Oh, that's the end.
Yeah.
That's the end.
Wow.
We turned into a ball.
Amazing.
Oh man, that was interesting.
That was like just the right amount. Just the right amount.
I recommend rereading through when you have time. I've read it through 3 times last night. Does something change, or are you just saying like in general it's something you recommend trying?
I feel like we got a lot of the look at you genius. What if?
Curious. Damn. It's too smart for me.
Yeah, I'm curious how much more you felt like you got out of it, because I felt like there was a lot of stuff that we were able to connect back together.
Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, Rebecca. And here's this little red door.
Yeah.
Go
back to the window page.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's this.
Right.
Why is Grace facing away?
Right, yeah. I didn't think about that.
I just realized she's the only one facing away.
Yeah.
Which one's this again?
It's Joe.
Joe. Is Joe the only man?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
I guess Holland could be a boy. I don't know if
Holland is somebody referred to Holland as a she.
Oh, okay. I mean, the thing is, like, the forum members can all be unreliable.
Right, yeah. Just sort of basing it on their own. Yeah.
Ma girl, Mr. Crook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like this is one of the only scenes we saw where everyone was out at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
I did not read Football 17776. I heard about it, but I never bothered. Yeah, Holland's got a toy. Yeah, this one is... I forgot her name again. She's sitting facing away from everyone again.
Yeah. Sports Homestuck.
This kind of looks like Amber is trying to approach Holland, and then, like...
Pat's getting in the way.
Them.
Yeah.
It's like,
you're right.
Keep them separate. I wish someone would drop a freshly cooked burger on my face right now. Okay, honestly, yeah, I'm like already starting to make new observations, even just like skimming through this really quick.
Yeah, I think it might be worth doing real quick without having to all the way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read everything.
Stuff.
I just want to look at stuff. I want to look 36 downloads.
Wait. Hold on. No, okay. That the screen shapes weren't the all the dots coming down.
Mm. How is Amber operating a long... I guess I don't know how old she's supposed to be. Also, she does have the striped shirt already.
Yeah, she does. Laren's got a big theory about this game.
Hi, Laren. Thank you for joining.
I want to hear.
I want to hear your big theory.
I want to hear.
If you don't mind sharing it with my entire stream. So yeah, this is Amber and Holland hanging out again. It kind of looks like she's like going to hug Holland, and then Holland leaves.
Or tying her shoes.
No, it kind of looks like she's like leaning forward to like hold her. Maybe everyone's bullying her for being
She does
gay.
seem dejected afterward. Yeah.
Carton of eggs. This looks kind of like her being like cornered and scolded by Pat or something.
Yeah, I do have to imagine that the anonymity of the creator does kind of gear people toward almost like over-interpretation and kind of like taking something way further than is appropriate, because there's nobody that's like inherently responsible for the things that you're making up. Which obviously, like, look at Petscop.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely significance that the admin of the biggest like website for the screensaver shares a name with Pat and like directly draws comparisons between herself and Pat the screensaver. Like she's trying to control the narrative surrounding the game in some way.
Right. What was the recession of islands is a complete loss of epidermis.
And she's got a barrel. Okay, it was Amber who had the barrel.
Ah, gotcha. But we don't see her dump it in.
Yeah, it seems like that's what she's on her way to do, though, and Pat's watching
Good Kid's PFP is all red. I assume that was because he was banned.
No, I think banned users usually still keep their icon after being banned. I think the format of this game is very intentional. We, the viewer, are simulating the very specific experience of someone who downloads the screensaver after reading about it, and the intermittent reading of the forum and other sites and chatting on AIM between screensaver sessions. That's smart.
Right.
Yeah, I felt very much so like the format of this not just being like a straightforward window simulation or like a proper explorable game.
Yeah.
Felt very much like it's trying to capture a very particular kind of... Well, now I'm wondering too if the particular threads that the person is reading has anything to do with what we see in the screensaver prior.
Right. Like, I definitely got the vibe that the person whose screen we're seeing is playing through stuff and then occasionally going and inquiring about specific stuff that they're seeing.
Maybe. I think a person's individual reality bleeds into the screensaver. Pat Lawler is maybe a false antagonist here. She's trying to control the narrative because entertaining these dark thoughts in lore will cause them to manifest into the screensaver. Right after someone comments that Pat is always online, we see the character Pat on the laptop in our screensaver.
Right, that is true.
Maybe we're seeing what we want to see? Because the banned user Good Kid made that post about his fake skin disease, it became real in our game through Amber.
Yeah.
Huh.
I did also like the detail that Pat still picked Amber as her favorite. Never mind. She doesn't.
I'm put off by her lazy tendencies.
Right. May have been mine. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, right. So Holland and Amber might be her children.
Oh, Holland was running from her potentially because of her skin disease. And that
Oh,
that would be consistent with the sort of like implied stages of decay. It's true.
right.
No, we never see red Amber outside of the balls.
Yeah. The way this game is structured is nuts. Yeah, this is really good.
Stage 0 is redness and itchiness, and the worker degeneration starts off with Amber getting red. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Has anybody looked into the like perceived etymology of the disease name? There are of windows everywhere we see them, and anyone could be looking in at you. That's a part of what makes them scary. But windows are even scarier when on you're the one who looks in them, because of when you never know what you'll see in them. Remember the enthusiasm in a market for window into reality in 1996 as the Nintendo 64 broke? Once lore project reality. Of course, the TV screen is really a window into fiction and not reality. The only real window of reality is the one we looked into as a baby and still cannot turn from.
What does that mean?
We'll call the common story theme of falling into asphalt imagery. We bring the inside into the outside, and the outside is the place we are stuck looking. This is the only meaning of I'm trapped in the TV. When we find out that reality is the thing we look into, but what does that mean? Where are we? What happens when something bad you find responsible for is there and you do nothing to stop it because it looks through a window and is not real? I'm trapped in here and I may never return home. What do we mean?
So this feels very directly like it's trying to parallel you watching the fiction of the screensaver, and not being able to like actually see into their house because there are no windows on it.
Right.
Um, what happens when something bad you find responsible for is there? I guess maybe like the passivity of watching bad things happen to Amber but not doing anything about it because you see it as fiction.
Right, right. Without recognizing that it's reflecting you.
After Cutilacunae advances, it becomes
Oh, it's
called
featured
Skin
in
Islands.
another Tony short story.
Oh,
Good Sky.
Oh yeah, I need to look at that one.
How long is that? Should we just keep it going?
Maybe so, if you're feeling down to do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely
because
down.
of how sparse the epidermis becomes in the last stage of recession of those.
Such a gross concept.
Recession of those islands. The literal island isn't zooming out at the end; it's recessing.
Right.
Yeah, I was under the impression that it was kind of shrinking.
Right.
One of the Amber shitheads.
It's like 30 minutes. Yeah, I think we should do it.
Okay. So I saw that you linked me a rabbit hole.
Ah.
Interesting. You linked me a YouTube video, I think. Is that the only way to read it now? Or is there like a text version that I can just read through? Because I can just mute the video, assuming it has audio, and then read the screenshots.
I'm guessing it isn't something that he pulled.
It might be. He pulled a lot of his old stuff, which
Yeah.
I feel a little bit bad reading his old stuff if he didn't want anyone to read it, but I am curious about the connection to this.
I actually logged into my account to say the disease originated from Good Sky, which I think lends to the idea of the child abuse theme throughout within Tony's story.
It's set to music. Oh.
Oh, interesting,
okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because my inclination also is to respect that it's gone, but the fact that he's making direct allusions to it.
Oh, he may have actually uploaded it himself.
Ah, gotcha.
Hello. Black Doom from the Bible is a really incredible username.
Somebody with that username would say, "Hi, Shadow."
Hello, Shadow. True, false, multiple truth values, undetermined. Unclassifiable veracity.
I miss when every icon on a website was rudimentary 3D.
Why does this feel like Holland's trying to enter the house but isn't able to?
It reminds me of the section of Petscop where he has to navigate a room that's laid out differently.
Yeah. Man, Tony is so good at thinking, like, non-linearly.
Yeah,
with
right,
his...
right. Very fourth dimensional.
Yeah.
Wait, so yeah, that is the same four that are featured in the alignment.
In the diamond.
Right.
Pat, Joe, and Rebecca. Pat's not
Can
here.
you tell what that might be on the screen?
On the screen, yeah. What is that? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it correlates directly to anything.
The part where someone is mentioning seeing a tasteless display of and us not seeing the rest of the message, it like actually
so
made me
good.
scared.
It's so good.
It's scary. Isn't that the back of the laptop? No, because you can see the keyboard facing forward.
Is it the Windows site? Because that the like blue along the side. Yeah, no, I think it is.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you. I will take a sippy.
That's a smart system.
Yeah, it's great. I need to find other redeemable things for people to use there. I think
the tangibly benefit you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she's on the website.
Right.
And they say she's always online. She disappears. I'm always getting.
Yeah, this is definitely going to get a VOD. I think you should stop recording and start recording again once you start Shadow, so you can just upload this by itself.
I will.
Oh, great,
That's
great.
always how I operate. Yep.
Awesome.
5,000 channel points to make one random pixel on a screen. A dead pixel. That's evil. Triple sip. Okay, fine. I'll triple sip. One of these is for you. Yeah.
That's
right.
3 sips.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely thought about the skin.
Yeah.
Recession here.
Definitely.
Although this kind of looks like skin being formed. I don't know.
Wait, what was the text that introduced that?
I think it was just island.
Right.
Recession of islands. Yeah, that's why the ocean doesn't change.
Yeah.
Because it's shrinking. Man, this guy's crazy. All right, let me find the link to Blue Skies.
Good Sky.
Good Sky. Whatever. Yeah. I think Tony himself uploaded this.
Oh, good.
Oops.
Yeah, mystery, yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it is. Let's see if I can read it along fast enough.
Right.
I will do my best. Reading for 32 minutes straight might kill me a little bit, but I will do my best. All right. Let's rock. When I was Good Sky, I baked sweet layered desserts with mommy within the safety of a hot box. A hot box is a box that excites with fire, like an oven. Oh wait, actually, is the background music loud or is it okay?
Oh, good catch.
Because I forgot that now I'll have desktop audio streaming.
Right.
Oh, it looks like my desktop audio is like way too loud. Okay, yeah.
Loud. Maybe a tagged loud.
How about this? Is that loud or is that good? Slightly.
Is the sky loud or good?
It's a good sky, sir.
It's a good loud, sir. Down more.
Down more. Okay. How about...
It's like -14? Yeah.
Let's try that. Alright, how's that? That still feels slightly loud to me, but maybe it's okay. What do you guys think? I'm gonna have to rewind this a little so I can actually read this. Hi, welcome. It's a little quiet now, I think.
Yeah, but
Alright,
I think
14.
negative 14
Okay.
seems good.
Thank you for helping me with audio as always, chat. Right,
Yeah,
let's do that.
perfect.
Alright. Like so? Yeah, I post all my VODs there. Thank you so much for linking it, Valen. Alright, let me rewind. A hotbox is a box that excites with fire, like an oven or a heated home, with intent that the application of heat might make its contents right and happy as to be adored.
Let's switch off every other one so you don't die.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. The intent that the application of heat might make its contents right and happy.
The cake I baked with Mommy was, in this way, right with the taste as to be adored by the tongue. She told me what to do, and with a smile, I did it all. She hugged me and said, "You did it."
Here, do you want an earbud so you can hear the music?
Nah, it's all good. We just need to read really slowly.
Yeah, I guess. I'm like scared of running out of time, so I keep reading it really fast. It was right with taste as to be adored. And I struck into its matrix of bound ingredients, sugar, and its soldiers of texture, layer on layer. This music is insane. Like...
Oh my god. I ate 3 slices before the taste hung to room temperature. In this way, I became full of the joy that makes one lovable to another. Mommy had since left the room, and I went for her.
Hung to room temperature. She was fixing the house with her cleaning tools. I asked for what occasion. This feels written by a child whose first language is not English, but they learn English from like science books.
Your father is coming home in some hours, she told me. We should be ready for that.
This writing style feels like an out-of-body experience.
Totally, yeah.
She picked the newspaper from a table and trashed it. "The war is over," said the headline above the brim of the can. The land was beginning to quake from the shores. The war is over.
Mommy frowned. I think your father saw bad things. Don't ask about those.
Did he...
War daddy.
Yeah, war daddy. Daddy coming back from the war. Very akin to the writing of that Windows page.
Definitely.
When time came, Daddy arrived in a wheelchair with a book on his lap. We welcomed him to no reaction. He read over his legs for 10 minutes before speaking to us. Oh man, this is just like Penguin.
Penguin?
Penguin.
You're right, yeah. Coming home a broken man. Mommy prepared him a slice of cake on a paper plate. He rejected it and shouted, "Sedatives! What are you trying to do?"
Holy shit, a Monster energy drink ad just started blaring and freaked me the fuck out. I'm so sorry.
See, this is actually perfect. It's perfect that the time it takes to read through one of these is shorter than the timer.
Gives us commentary time. Food is second of the pleasures, Mommy said. It satisfies the growing desire. The first of the pleasures will come later. Sex?
I desire none of the 4 pleasures, as they are traditionally described, Daddy said. They approve of sleep, and lead to the phrase, sleep and the pleasures, but they may be altered.
What the fuck? Reading this makes me feel like I suffered a head injury. I desire none of the 4 pleasures as they are traditionally described.
That's gotta be a set phrase between us now.
He went on, the first physical intimacy may be rearranged as physical pain. The second, food, as nausea or cannibalism. The third, music as dissonance. The fourth, color, as one of the suppressed colors, blue or gray. I will take only these given variations, or namely, the pains.
That one made sense to me.
Yeah. I only want the shit that sucks.
It's as they warned, Mommy said. You've been frostbitten by war, the art of pain. No, but I won't accept it. Forget all you've seen, and we will return from the point where we strayed from love of love.
Hi, Linus.
Hello.
Only pain, please. You're acting stubborn and ignorant, Daddy said. Collective absence of pain can't eliminate its existence. As they say, the palette is drawn to the canvas. I know people who live like this.
I've heard it all, Mommy said. The returning soldiers have been turned away from the pleasures, becoming drivers of the pains, and all resulting from that absurd notion. But tell me, you have not truly followed them yet, and we can settle. Do you know that cigarettes were considered effeminate until World War I, where they realized that it was literally the only thing that made soldiers not want to die in the trenches? They started manufacturing them in bulk to ship them out to the trenches.
Oh my god. I have followed them to the brink, he replied, and so will this family, in adding weight to my support. Today, we will submit to practice. Me when I am a father and I must make my family as miserable as I am.
Classic. He called me over. Come, good Sky. I walked to him, and he put me on his lap. I will tell you a story.
I wonder if Good Kid is related at all to Good Sky.
Yeah, when did this come out respective to Petscop?
Oh, I think way before.
11 years ago. Holy shit.
He told me about his distance through the forest of scared trees, 5 years into the war, henceforth established in strength to judges. What? He left with a handful of others. Okay, yeah, I assume he was stationed somewhere. Established in strength to judges. I don't know what that means.
Holy shit, PT turned 10 in August.
Oh my god.
They stopped at a spacious, fenced-in lumber mill in the center of the forest. A cloud of smoke rose from behind the fence into the sky. A man came out and shook their hands in welcome.
Inside, piles of wood were burned in a corner like byproducts. Many shelters were scattered and skinny men lied under them. It's a crazy way to explain my dad came back from war and told me about how he had to eat a guy.
These people were, as Daddy accounted, prisoners of war. He met one of them, a man with the skin condition recently classified as Cutilacunae. It amounts to an intense surface sensitivity caused by regions of missing skin layers.
Jesus. What's Mad City? Or are you making a joke? This prisoner was of particular interest to the man running the lumber mill. He was forced into a hut as the sun set each day, where his sensitive skin would be attacked with palms and fingernails until morning. Scary. They're cooking his ass.
The dead were thrown into the fire. They, too, were byproducts of a much more important process.
This music is so... like, what was he cooking? In the same way, Daddy said, I'm going to wake you up, Good Sky. You are my daughter, and you deserve it most. I don't want to go to war, Daddy. I don't want to be stationed in the scary forest.
I think even worse off, he's going to wake her up without, He pulled me to his chest and slid a knife out from between the pages of his book. Mommy screamed before I did. They struggled for a moment, but Daddy had his leverage. Yeah, no, I think he's showing it without taking her to war, if you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm. He held my arm to the wall and gazed at my hand. A delicate choice, he said, but soon went for the ring finger. He took the knife to it. Mommy tried again to pull him off, but he was stink-thinned by combat. Oh god. Weirdly accurate depiction of having a skin condition.
Daddy sawed through my entire finger. First came a barking of the knuckle, loose skin traveling with the blade, then a thin scrape and sting of departure as it ripped with the stroke.
Something about using such weird words to
Yeah.
describe gore makes it so
Yeah.
much more disgusting.
Totally. Yeah.
Hope chat's having a peaceful time listening
I'm glad
to
we
this.
did this after.
Yeah. Bone gave to the toss like timber to the sawtooth. He drew me into the sway of the work. I screamed up. My knuckles are barking.
My knuckles are barking. A feedback of blood came over the wall and spat from the tongue of the knife. Mommy was crying on the other side of the room, where I could no longer see her.
You know, whenever my feet hurt, I do say that my dogs are barking, so it's making the food I'm eating tastier. What now reads predictably to me, I fainted upon seeing blood. The music's scary.
I woke up on my bed beside the window. It was snowing outside of my hotbox, and the ground was covered.
I'm so glad it changed to gray background because the white on red was making my eyes start to glow.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Days like these used to assure me I was real and lovable. Things that exist, children of the pleasures, have freedom to be idle, and nevertheless continue to be real. The muted colors, you're right.
The people outside of my window, rather, were moving, rubbing their hands together and shaking. Children were begging their fathers to allow them back inside.
Wait, I already forgot. Did she say it was snowing outside?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
She's in her hot box. I touched the window with my hand and lost some heat. On that note, I saw that my ring finger was gone and replaced by bandages. Panic fell through me. I can't believe Tony's been at this for 11 years.
Yeah, it's interesting that it seemed like he was totally content to just make stuff for his own fun and edification. Mommy talked to Daddy across the house. She made monotonous noises. Daddy got up and started to walk.
Yeah, like, before Petscop, I feel like none of his stuff got attention.
It definitely didn't seem like he was trying to get it attention.
Yeah. Good Sky, wake up, Daddy said. Check this weather.
Bro, check this weather.
Bro, check this weather. Now he can get out of the wheelchair.
I jumped out of bed and locked my door. There were no options for hiding, but my eyes went back to the window.
Yeah, Tapers is awesome.
I really need to read it.
If Tony sold Tapers as a physical book, I would buy it.
Is it long enough for that?
No, it would probably be pretty short, but... The glass again absorbed the love from my hands when I touched it. I felt the bandage and considered Mommy.
Daddy knocked on the door. Good Sky, it's time to wake up again, he said. He turned the knob. Unlock this!
This is just like Five Nights at Freddy's.
This is just like my childhood.
I opened the window and jumped outside. Oh man, they gave us way too much time to read this.
I'm guessing that's intentional.
Probably.
We're supposed to imagine her opening the window and jumping outside.
Yeah, use your imagination right now. Picture Good Sky jumping out the window.
I'm pondering. It's funny because it's true.
My skin poked out, propped by needles, touching the snow that buried me around. My love left and scattered through the veins of the blanket into the neighborhood. How the fuck does this guy think like this?
And yet again, it makes sense. After I emerged, I saw the children across the road again. I shivered in my thin clothes and turned around. Daddy called again from the house.
Speaking of children, I was sitting next to a school the other day while children were outside for recess, and one of them just kept screaming Five Nights at Freddy's at the top of his lungs. I stepped up barefoot and ran far through the snow. Yeah, just like impromptu, like running around the yard and screaming Five Nights at Freddy's, and then another kid started screaming it back in response.
Quite frankly, the future is now. Yeah, why didn't you?
I didn't want to get arrested for, like, I don't know, screaming through the fence at children.
With enough time, I began to tire and hurt, so I stopped by a tree and sat.
The music's getting, like, sluggish and scary. A chill came and shook the branches. I tried to hug myself around the torso. No warmth. I felt overwhelmed and cried into my hands.
How do you like this dead silence, chat?
Trying to, like, find things to fill the long gap, but, like, not too long that... Okay.
Footsteps approached my lap. I looked up from my hands and saw a girl stopped above me.
Hello, she said. I'm really sorry that you weren't happy. This is how kids comfort each other.
No, I said, looking down again as I talked. Please don't say that. Stay away.
Ooh. I know what you're feeling, she said, but things are different now. Are you unhappy because of your mommy too? I nodded, and she helped me up. Yeah, she jumped out the window, fell into the snow, got really cold and sad, started crying into her hands, and a girl has approached her and is talking to her now.
She brought me to her house and introduced herself. Her name was Pars. Pars English. My mommy abandoned me, she said. I have a condition, and because of that condition, I feel pain all the time. It made her feel bad, and so she left.
She's got that Cutilacunae.
I always get confused about how the AE is supposed to be read, but it's like coelacanth, so Cutilacunae?
Maybe. What's the condition? I asked. She lifted her shirt halfway, squinting from the pain. All across her torso there were gaps of missing skin. Cutilacunae, I said. She nodded. This feels like a too literal translation from a different language, like the way love is used for heat sometimes. Yeah, I really like it.
Some of the windows were broken, and the cold came into the house. I looked outside. Those children out there, I said. Do their daddies talk about the pains, too?
That Kiru, shut up. Keohani virus, wait, I just now noticed you said that.
Lakitu virus.
This is why some children are forced outside into the cold, Pars said. The drivers of the pains are raising them now.
I remained at Pars English's house for a very long time. We slept in the same bed and tried to stay animate.
I'm always trying to stay animate. Oh man. Wide Pikachu is staring at me with his stupid little eyes.
Out of the corner of his stupid little eyes.
There was only a little bit of food left, and it disappeared quickly. We became small with time, and would hope to find somebody generous in the neighborhood, but nobody wanted to have starving children on their mind. They shut the door on us. Oh man.
I like that the reasoning given is literally just that, like, these people can't, like, handle the fact that these children are hurting.
About it.
Our closest neighbor would give me looks now and again. I always felt hopeful for just a moment, but in the end, she would always just close her eyes and turn away.
That's my aunt, Pars said after I brought it up. It would be wrong for her to love somebody like me. She's what they call a true lover of the pleasures, and I believe she deserves our respect for that. It's like how I was talking the other day about how Sonic's old profile used to say that he, like, hates crying.
Pars eventually lost her mobility, as Cutilacunae tends to grow in these circumstances. Even the bed upset the gaps on her back, on her side. The job of gathering food fell on me, and I came regularly to bring her share and talk.
I'm just picturing, like, two feeble 9-year-olds eating berries. It's so grim.
You know in SpongeBob when people are completely dehydrated?
What did your daddy say about the pains? She asked. To be honest, I still don't understand what they mean. These recent events, I've grown an interest.
He gave examples, I said, but they were all lacks of things, and not worth listing as things, so I don't know.
Lacks of things. I suppose for the physical pleasure he talked about physical pain, and for food pleasure he talked about being sick? I nodded. Yes, I said. Oh god, I'm sleepy.
She went on. I think I would much rather be a lover of the pleasures than a lover of the pains. I know what you mean by lacks of things, and I see now why the pleasures are so often tied to warmth, since warmth is having rather than a lacking of something.
I like Tony's writing because he makes me think about things in different ways.
Yeah, you kind of have to decrypt it as you're going.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it stick in your mind more, just more vividly. Or concretely, I guess.
Yeah. Pars was about to say more, but somebody knocked on the front door. I went to see who it was, but nobody was around by the time I arrived. Speaking of missing chunks of skin, I watched Vinny play mouthwashing.
I don't know what that is. I looked to the front steps and found a tall cake in the open. I shivered as I picked it up, scanning again that nobody was around. It was not one of Mommy's cakes, but it looked good, and I was delighted to have it.
When will this happen to me?
What if it's full of sedatives?
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
I love sedatives.
I love sedatives. Mouthwashing is that, like, short indie horror game with a character who is literally just Shelley Duvall.
Oh, right.
Bye, Valen. Sleep well. I took the cake inside and placed it on a table. There was a note under it reading, "I'm sorry," and signed by Auntie. That feel when you get guilty for ignoring your dying niece so you leave her a cake.
I cut a piece for myself and ate. In eating a treat, one wishes to become it. I likewise felt centered to the growing desire attributed so famously to food and the other lesser growing pleasures.
The music just got really insane and dense.
Whoa.
Sorry. You listened right as it stopped?
I caught a bit of it.
After 3 slices filled and rekindled, I went to tell Pars about the news. Just before I could say a word, she spoke. She's powering up. Yeah, it feels like it. Get equipped! That's the game with the guy from Pulse in it? I don't know.
Good sky, she said. She turned her body to me and winced before coming back to a smile. I think I understand the pains. I let her talk.
Oh no, she's learned how to cope. It's as you said, she began. The core of pleasure is having, or ownership. Warmth travels from one to another, as in a kind of transference. What guy from Pulse?
I'm guessing the guy, the first guy to die at his computer, the one that's got a copy of fucking Grandia 2.
Oh, right,
it's Grandia 1.
Yeah.
She continued, consider what wills our neighbors to ignore us. Our pain, by interaction, might become theirs. With the notion of transference, warmth describes pain just as well as it describes pleasure.
As she talked, I looked at her gaps. They delayered her entire body below the neck. She leaned over the bedside, wincing again as she contacted the sheets.
There's something more. You've heard of blue and gray, right? Pars asked. She picked up a painted block of wood from under the bed. Some call them colors, others are against calling them anything at all, and the rest claim never to have seen them before.
You heard of video games?
Oh no, that's did you hear about video games?
Oh, sorry.
No, I was correcting myself.
She held up the block. It looked like part of the sky.
Blue and gray exist, she said. They are part of a palette somewhere. There's an expression that, inevitably, the palette is drawn to the canvas. In other words, by law of nature, this block of wood has to exist. It probably can't be prevented.
Has to exist. Wander's so cute. He's sleeping on my chair cozy. I decided to leave the room when our conversation ended. Notably, I did not tell her about the cake. She handed me the block of wood, and I stared at it for a very long time. You whore! Give Pars English some cake.
Which one is Ryosuke? Is that the one that makes it to the end?
Oh.
Also,
is it Daisuke, I think his name is? Is he based
the
on...
actor? Oh, no.
No, the character in
No, it
Mouthwashing.
says the character, is literally just. I misread and thought
Okay.
it said name.
Yeah.
Something inspired
Well, I
me. Instead of giving Pars a piece of the cake, I decided to eat the rest of it myself. I wonder if it's because she thinks that... oh, yeah, Hawaiian shirt guy.
Okay, awesome.
She thinks that Pars won't survive either way.
I wonder if all the characters are based on actors then. Oh, sorry, did I miss that?
No, that was me.
When time came to feed her, I found a rotten meal beside a neighbor's house. She smiled at this meal, no regard for its appearance, and ate it. I watched her vomit. The next meal was similar, and in this way I kept her sick. Good Sky, no! No! Evil Sky!
Well, she understands the pains now.
Yeah, but...
And she's not afraid of her pain transferring to her. Her sickness excited the Cutilacunae, which came up the neck and ruined her face. The hair fell from her head. In this way, I kept her ugly.
No! How could you? Also, Pars English sounds like a Hunter x Hunter character.
Yes, it does. You're right.
Her aunt continued to bake wonderful cakes and leave them by the door. I hope you are okay, Pars, they would say. I ate them myself, and they made me very happy and warm. No!
Fucked up things fuck you up.
Hurt people. Hurt people.
Is that me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. After I finished eating, I walked into the bedroom. Pars could neither move nor open her mouth to talk.
Bro, just mercy kill her at this point.
She might already be gone.
I held the blue block in my hand, waved it before her eyes, and skimmed a corner along one of her skin gaps. She tensed, but since she couldn't move, I heard nothing. She's fucked up for eating whole cakes, though.
What else does she have? I'm a good Sky apologist. I don't know what I'm doing, I said, walking to a window. I poked the broken glass and pulled back, but I think you might get it. Your family has been through a lot of pain, and mine hasn't.
But your dad, he loves the pains. Foraged berries and entire cakes. That sounds like a pretty good diet to me. Oops. I took notice of my four-fingered hand and hid it away. I just want to be close to somebody, I said.
The next day, the aunt knocked again. I arrived at the door before she had time to leave. We locked eyes and went our ways.
The note under the cake said, I still love you, Pars. I felt pain in my chest. This is what you get for eating all the cake, you fucking evil child.
I checked on Pars. She was dead.
Oh, the music got evil.
Everybody got that homie that's not gonna make it.
No! A draft came from the broken window and brushed me. There was snow again. I turned and watched the flakes land and make piles on the floor inside the house.
It's been a whole year.
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck's letting these, like, 2 children live alone in this abandoned house?
Maybe the parents completed their mortgage. Me? Mm-hmm. I dragged her body into the kitchen and laid her on the tabletop. The cake was still whole, and I decided to take it outside for somebody else to eat.
How generous of you. Yeah, Pars has turned into a red orb. None of the kitchen knives were alike with Daddy's knife. I picked one of them and sliced Pars into pieces. I was used to doing this with food.
Just like Daddy. Daddy ate a guy. Her surface was without skin. The taste was strongly painful to my tongue, and it took will to swallow. I gasped and teared in my eyes.
Fucked up way to explain my dad ate a guy in the war, so I ate my only friend. It's like that. I ate 3 slices before the taste rose to room temperature. In this way, I became full of the pain that makes one invisible to another, and I thereby understood that kind of warmth an unlovable girl could obtain.
With the knowledge that I could never return home, I left and looked at the gray sky. And your YouTube recommendations.
Oh no. Let's see what's about to pop up.
I'm guessing nothing. Tony strikes me as
What do we got? What does YouTube think I want to watch after this?
Happy Halloween. Sexy Princess Daisy.
Okay, this is pretty normal for my recommendations.
Yeah, that tracks.
Alright, well that sucked. Vibes-wise, not writing-wise.
Yeah, it was great.
I wish more than anything Tony would post just like a big list of his influences. I'm so curious like what he's into.
I wouldn't be surprised if his influences were nothing.
Yeah, he strikes me as a guy who really operates on his own logic.
I also keep getting that top right video recommended, but I refuse to watch it. What is it?
Oh, I watched it.
Oh, come on.
And I got bored like
come
5
on.
minutes in.
People are so strapped for fucking content.
I know, that's what I said. I was
Jesus
browsing
Christ.
all my recommendations and it was all shit like...
Can you beat Final Fantasy IV without pooping?
He likes David Lynch and I don't know much else.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. The prose from this felt so book Spanish, literally translated to English, and it made me feel seen, but in a scary way. No, I totally know what you mean. Like, yeah, it felt like a very direct translation. Yeah, why the fuck was... This video was not interesting at all. Like, why did 1 million people watch this?
Because they promised it was interesting!
He's a liar. He's a liar. Anyway, every time you see Sora, you have to eat a fistful of cheese. Now, there is a video that's interesting. What was I gonna say about Tony? I don't know. He's really interesting. I guess I was gonna say because he's been writing stuff for so long, and I feel like the tone of his stuff is very consistent. That makes me feel very much like. Oh, I was gonna say, Petscop is always interesting to me because it doesn't feel very strongly derivative of anything else, and yet it feels authentic to that era of games. Um, like I was thinking this when on the pre-stream I was playing the Petscop soundtrack. Like, this doesn't really sound like any other like PlayStation game soundtrack.
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel influenced at all
Right,
by
right.
other soundtracks, and yet it fits in perfectly with that era. And I think it's really interesting that he was able to, I don't know, hit on something authentic without being derivative.
Totally.
They baited. I got halfway through and was like, the interesting isn't coming, is it?
I think it's interesting, come to think of it, that there's not a lot of like out and out Petscop imitators. Like, it kind of seems like everybody knows that they're not going to be able to
You are not Petscop.
yeah,
You
like
will never be Petscop.
they shouldn't even bother.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a lot of reading, and I do want to play Shadow, but I think I'm gonna take like a 15 or 20-minute break. So let's see. What you guys want to listen to while I'm gone? Spooky jams. I could click on this fat-assed Daisy and leave her to keep you guys company. Nintendo Halloween mix. I like this one because it's got Yoshi on it. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. That was, again, 3D Workers Island and then Good Sky, both by Tony. Put on a bird live stream. Will I get in trouble for streaming someone else's stream? I'm just going to put music on. I will be back at the very least before 4 p.m. Shadow should be a good time, so please join me. I did a bunch of grinding off stream. But yeah, that was great. Tony is the best.
Yeah, it's true.
He's great.
I'm thrilled to see more in the future.
If for some insane reason he ever watches this, I want him to know I will follow him to the ends of the earth. I will kill for him.
Alyssa, did you see the Catholic Church's anime boy mascot?
I did. Everyone was like, "Is this a boy or is it a girl?" And I was just like, "I don't care."
It's it's the body of Christ or whatever.
I don't care.
It is. Oh no, never mind. I misread. It doesn't fucking.
I don't care that the Catholic Church has a Shota. I don't care. It's just another fucking day in this hell world. I'll be back.